You may be seated. Good evening. My name is Kiel Dawson, and I am the proud principal of Tar River Academy. Today, I have the pleasure of welcoming you and each of your family, friends, and distinguished guests to the December 2022 graduation. We want you to sit back and enjoy as we recognize the outstanding accomplishment of each member of the class of 2022. At this time, I ask you in joining me in welcoming and recognizing the proud faculty and staff of Tar River Academy. Please stand. You may be seated. Parents, other relatives, and friends, your graduates have reached a major milestone in their lives, and this ceremony today is representation of their great accomplishment, and therefore, it is the expectation of the Nash County Public Schools Board of Education, our superintendent, and faculty and staff of Tar River Academy to have a graduation ceremony that is carried out with dignity and formality. Because so much time and effort has been invested by so many of you to reach this major event, we feel that we owe you a dignified ceremony. To do this, we insist on having your help and cooperation. I humbly and sincerely ask that you refrain from clapping, cheering, shouting, calling out names, standing, or whistling during the ceremony. If you decide to do so, any of these actions, then you will be escorted out of the building and off the premises by a faculty member or one of the sworn officers standing on the floor. There will be no questions asked, and we will take a strong stance on this matter because distracting behaviors like the ones I mentioned causes other parents to not to hear their child's name called when it is called. Each parent deserves the right to hear their child's name called without interruption or distracting comments. With that being said, we simply want to provide everyone in attendance with the best graduation ceremony possible. It is our promise, and it is my promise to everyone that there will be a designated time at the end of the ceremony where you may celebrate and cheer. At this time, I would like to present Ms. Michaela Burr as she will recognize our distinguished guests.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we would like to take a moment to recognize our distinguished guests who have taken out their times and their schedules to celebrate with the December graduates of Class 2022. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Dr. Steve Ellis, Superintendent of Nash County Public Schools. Dr. Leondis Farrow, Jr., Assistant Superintendent of Student Support Services and Operations. Melissa Dancy Smith, Assistant Superintendent of Academics and Accountability. Sheila Wallace, Executive Director of Human Resources and Federal Programs. Chad Thompson, Executive Director of CTE and Workforce Development. Christy Grant, Executive Director of EC and Student Support Services. Tremaine McQueen, Executive Director of Technology and Innovation. Robin Griffin, Director of Accountability. Dorothy Hinton, Executive Director of Communities in Schools of Rocky Mount. The Board of Education members, Dr. Donovan Chavis, Dr. LaShonda Washington, Evelyn Bullock. And now Shaquan Smith will come with senior reflections and to introduce our commencement speaker. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Shaquan Smith. We have all come together from some of the same schools and some from different schools for one reason or another. I can say that Tar River Academy saved a lot of us and gave us all a second chance. If it were not for the teachers and staff pushing us to do better, our administration keeping us on track, and of course, us putting in the hard work, we would not be here today. We can never be completely prepared for what the real world will bring, but if we have goals and push ourselves to achieve them, we can do great things. Life will bring us ups and downs. It will bring us sacrifices and disappointments and successes. As long as we keep pushing forward and don't give up, we are unstoppable. I will now introduce our guest speaker for the evening, Timothy Walker. Timothy Jerome Walker, Jr., better known as TJ, is the son of Dr. Timothy Sir and Annette Walker. He has a BS in psychology from the North Carolina Central University. He currently serves as a pastor for the First Baptist Church in Weldon, North Carolina. TJ owns a car rental company by the name of We Rent Rentals and serves as an executive director of a nonprofit, We Fit Inc. TJ enjoys the company of positive people that are striving to become successful in their endeavors. God has blessed him with several talents, but his favorite extracurricular activities include singing, fishing, and basketball. In 2013, TJ began to experience a change in his life and realized he was chasing after all the wrong things. TJ finally acknowledged his true calling and his passion. His desire while here on earth is to help lead this generation to a promising future. Using his musical gift, he decided to focus his energy in the gospel music arena. In January 2014, his first gospel project entitled It Is Time was released. Since then, he has released a musical single entitled Focus. TJ is a minister of the gospel and currently attends Shaw Dinwiddie School and plans to graduate in 2023. He gives God all the glory for all the things he has done and will do through his life.
Thank you again for the introduction, and good evening to everybody. It's good to see all of the graduates here. Graduates, I want y'all to do me a favor and just give yourselves a hand for making it this far. Then everybody else in the room, if we could just take about 2 seconds to stand on our feet and really celebrate these graduates that are here before us. Graduates, I want y'all to stay seated, but everybody else, can we celebrate the graduates? Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates, the reason I asked you to give yourselves a hand first is because it's going to be one of my first points in this quick speech entitled, Keep Looking Forward to Graduating. Keep looking forward to graduating. In order to do so, we must understand that life in itself is a series of attempts to accomplish specific projects. Life in itself is a series of attempts to accomplish specific projects. I ask you to give yourself a hand first because all through school, you got started. You're at this place of graduation because somebody enrolled you. Somebody had to get you started, K through 12. Somebody had to make you go to school. Somebody had to make you do. They had to tell you you had to go. It wasn't your choice. In every grade level, you had to prove to someone else that you had what it takes to move to the next level. Every opportunity you had in each grade, you had to prove to the teacher, you had to prove to staff, you had to prove to the state that you had what it takes to move on to the next level. But from this day forward, there's only one individual left that you have to prove that you've got what it takes to move on, and that's yourself. That's why I asked you to give yourself a hand first, because it's going to be very, very important. From this day forward, it doesn't matter who else is around you, it doesn't matter who else is talking about you or talking of you. You've got to prove to yourself from this day forward that you've got what it takes to keep graduating. But secondly, understand also that there are no more losses. Everything you will embrace, they're all going to be lessons. You took the last L in your life today. This will be the last loss that you'll experience. I know a lot of you may have experienced loss throughout your journey, throughout your years of getting to this point of graduation. But every point from this day forward, there are no more L's. There are no more losses. The only thing that you will encounter from this day forward are lessons. And in those lessons, be sure to learn from those lessons. Try as hard as you can not to repeat the same lesson over and over. Because just like in class, life can be similar. When you have to repeat the same lesson, you'll have to stay in the same grade. You have to stay in the same place. So whatever you do, try not to repeat the same lessons. But understand there are no more L's, there are no more losses. You've gotten to this point of graduation. You're a winner. You've already won. Now it's time to embrace the lessons that will come from this day forward. And then finally, embrace the process. The process is all about the highs, the lows, and everything in between in this journey of life. You have many moments where you experience highs, many moments where you experience lows. But if you keep your mind to what I said my title was, keep on graduating. If you keep pursuing that higher calling of moving on from level to level, from the next thing to the next thing, if you constantly keep pursuing what's next, you'll find that the higher you go, the harder indeed it'll get. But if you embrace the process, it'll teach you how to enjoy those highs. It'll teach you how to enjoy those lows. It'll teach you how to appreciate those, because the higher you go, the harder it'll get. But everything you learn in that process will prepare you for how high you're willing to go. If you've ever flown, or if you've ever tried to climb up a mountain or a high hill, the higher you get in elevation, the harder it is for you to breathe. And that's the same way in life. Every obstacle, every goal you set, the higher you try to go, the harder it's going to be for you to survive. The harder it's going to be for you to attain and to achieve that. But if you learn to embrace the process, if you learn to not look at a high moment and a low moment as something bad, as something negative, you'll learn how to embrace the process and continue to achieve greatness and the greatness that is within you, that you all have shown and exemplified through your journey of making it here to graduation today. 18 years old, I had my first son. I was in high school. And when I had him, I thought to myself, wow, what am I going to do? I'm still a kid myself. Hadn't graduated, hadn't figured out what I was going to do next. I didn't know where I was going to turn. I suffered a career-ending injury in basketball, a sport in sports that really all I knew from age of 5. I thought life was over. Thought I had gotten to a point where I had just experienced the lowest of lows. It felt like everything had crushed down on me. And then one day I just had a moment with myself and God. And it's like a light bulb came on. It said, if you just make it to graduation, you're going to experience another moment of life where you can continue to use what it is in your low moments and your high moments to be and do whatever it is that you want to be, whatever it is that you want to do. But right now, you've got to overcome this hurdle of having this kid at such a young age, and you got to get to graduation. In Tar River, I want to let y'all know, y'all have made it here to graduation, and from this day forward, you've accomplished one of the biggest things that you're ever going to accomplish in your life. And it's going to help you in life to continue to achieve, to continue to excel, to continue to be successful. But you always got to keep your eyes and your mindset towards the goal of keep on graduating. And everything you do and everything you set forward, take that same approach just like it was coming through Tar River, and look forward to that graduation day. And when you get there, celebrate it, enjoy it, and move on to the next class. Look forward to continue to understand and learn those lessons. I'll leave you with this. My favorite author, John Maxwell, he says, if you change your thinking, you'll change your life. Tar River, you guys have made it. I'm excited for you. I'm happy to see what the rest of life will bring you. And not only am I excited to see what life will bring you, but I'm excited to see how you will bring your best self to life every day. Again, congratulations. I love you, and you guys need to continue to celebrate your achievement of making it this far to graduation. Keep on graduating.
And now, graduates, please stand. Kevin Daniel Aguilar Ramirez. Terrell Davon Armstrong. Dontavian Dashawn Battle. Zakira Tynasia Bell. Michaela Chanel Berth. Taquan Azavian Bullock. Diamond Janelle Carter. Santana Nevaeh Cooper. Brian Dominic Delgado Nava. Michael Darnell Dunn. Christopher Aaron Enriquez. Jorge Alexander Guerra. Janaya Camille Holloman. Elena Chantel Jeffries. Anthony Alfonso Marquez Martinez. James Austin Moss. Gerard Lamont Parker Jr. Janelle Nakira Person. Alana Ramos. Elijah Jamil Ricks. Amina Mayel Sharp. Shaquan Maurice Smith. McKaylee Amanda Vick. Jabri LeBron Williams. Justice Taylor Alexandria Najee Williams.
I present to you the class of 2022. You can let it out. Let me have your attention for one more second. Stay. Let me have your attention for one more second. Class of 2022, we are almost at that moment, the moment when I will confer your diplomas and you can turn your tassel. But before we get there, I would like to offer you some words of wisdom. After today, you will begin a new life. The term I am grown will have a whole different meaning. As I reflect back on my own personal journey, my greatest challenge came from other people not believing in me. You too may face this challenge. It is how you deal with it that will determine your outcome. Be smart, make great decisions, and don't be afraid to be different. Your Tar River family is always here to support you and assist you in any way. Margaret Mead once said, always remember that you are absolutely unique and just like everyone else. So today, we are going to do something very unique. Parents, guardians, friends, and other extinguished guests, I am prepared to present to you the class of 2022. By the power vested in me by the Nash County Public School Board of Education and the state of North Carolina, I now pronounce each of you a graduate of Tar River Academy with all rights and privileges afforded therefore. Congratulations, you may turn your tassels.